Right, let's talk about the proportions of the human body. You guys got this little packet. Now, when I went to copy this, the copy didn't come out so good. So it shows you all like the lines that need to kind of come across here. So I went in with my pencil and just darken them. That way you can see how the human body is kind of separated. And first off, when we look at the human body, every human being, every adult human being, um, they are about 7 or 8 heads tall. So basically, that means that the height of your head is about 1/7 to 1/8 of your total height. So if you're a shorter person like my mom, that means you also have a smaller head. If you're a taller person, you'll know that taller people have longer heads because their head is 1/7 to 1/8 of their height, just like my head is 1/7 to 1/8 of my height, just like my mom's head is 1/7 to 1/8 of their height. So basically, your proportions kind of go with how big or small you are. Everybody's about 7 to 8 heads tall. And again, if you're taller, that means you kind of have like a higher head. If you're shorter, that means you just have a smaller head. Okay. So you see here through these like diagrams how the body is broken up into those 7 heads and where some of like the cutoff points are. So when you're drawing the human figure, you kind of know where to place things correctly. So for example, with this first line, this first section, that's our head, and we are 7 8 heads tall. So that first line is like where our chin should be resting. Okay. If you take a look here, this is a good thing to look at. So especially for a guy, this second line kind of lines up with their chest. For us girls, it's going to be different because we have breasts and they vary in size. So, but for a guy, usually that second line kind of comes across the chest. You'll notice with the third line, it just rests below the elbows or around that area. And then obviously, like our feet rest on the bottom line. And here in between, 4 and 5 heads tall, our fingertips are going to go. And if you just stand up straight, and I'll do it right now, you'll notice that basically your fingertips I can't see it in here, but your fingertips kind of come halfway down your thighs. So when you're going to draw somebody, you see it here. You'll know you're drawing the proportions correctly if the arm goes down and the hand goes down and the fingertips are about halfway between their thighs. There's something else to notice. You are 10 hands tall. So whatever your hand is, that's 1/10 of your height. So you could literally go and your height, you could even measure your hand and everything and divide it into your height, and you should get about 10. So again, like tall people have really big hands because your hand is about 1/10 of your height. Short people have smaller hands because your hand is 1/10 of your height. Some other things to notice when you're drawing is like the relationship of your like bicep area to your forearm. Like if you bend, let's see if I can get this. Here we go. If we bend this, there we go. You'll notice that my wrist, like when I bend it, my wrist kind of goes below my shoulder. So basically, okay. Got to pay attention to that. Make sure that I've seen a lot of people draw things where they draw like the bicep pretty normal and then they really shortchange the forearm and the hand. And it looks like the person has like tiny little arms right here. So you want to kind of, it's almost like equal from wrist to elbow, elbow to shoulder. There's almost an equality there. So again, like wrist to elbow, elbow to shoulder, it's almost equal. My shoulder does puff up, so my wrist doesn't quite go as high as my shoulder, but that area here, like from here to here, that's an equal thing. Something else to take notice of, like when you're noticing people's feet, your foot is about 1/7 of your height. A lot to take in. So if you open up your packet, you have an example here of like how a person's body is broken up. We're going to take a second and draw somebody 7 to 8 heads tall, and I'll show you what I have. Let's see. I'll probably take 1 or 2 of these pictures, whichever one we like, and draw them and really pay attention to those proportions and make sure we still draw that person appropriately and make sure that, the elbows line up where they're supposed to go and, the knees and the bottom of the chin and stuff like that. So hopefully this helps you break it down and see the proportions so we're not drawing like kindergartners. Okay, good luck.